Flo, good morning. I was wondering if you had any update for us on Ryan Fitzpatrick, how he's doing, and if there's any idea of a time frame for his return.
So Fitz was back in the building this morning, and we're expecting that practice today.
Steve Wine.
Morning, Brian.
Kind of breaking up a little bit.
You had a new role and a lot of new relationships last year. How would you say your relationship with your players evolves in year two?
Well, I think it's like any relationship you have, friendships, relationships, over time, relationships evolve. I think, the players who were here a year ago, they're more comfortable with me. I'm more comfortable with them. And with the new players that are here, you just, you put the time in to get to know them, get to know them on the field, off the field, what some of their quirks are, and try to build that trust, build that camaraderie. So it's been obviously, with a year later, some of those relationships are stronger than they were a year ago, which, I think that's the way it should be. I'm sure it is. I think that's the way it is in most relationships.
Joe Shad.
Good morning, Flo. I wanted to ask you for a couple of injury updates, please. How is Devontae Parker's status? And then separately, what does the team need to see from Xavier Howard for him to be able to participate at the start of the season?
We'll start with Xavier. So obviously X coming off of the knee, just coming off of PUP, COVID, conditioning, and then just, those fundamentals, those techniques, the footwork, the hand placement that everyone takes for granted, that people just think just happen. He needs to work on those, and he has been, but he needs to kind of work on those techniques, work against a receiver, work with his teammates on the communication. I think a lot of people, just kind of take those things for granted. I know he doesn't. I know he's working diligently to get in and get those reps, and he's talked about it, and he's anxious to get in there because he knows he needs them. And I think he'll work towards getting to where he needs to be. And look, if we feel like he's ready to go week one, then we'll let him go. And if we feel like he's not, then we'll make the decision when we get to that point. As far as Devontae, look, he's working every day to get back out there as soon as he can. Again, he's been through some of the training camp and some of the conditioning and some of the fundamentals and techniques. And when you're out a couple of days, you just don't want to lose those. Which, if you don't practice them, they start to lose them a little bit. But he's built up enough. I feel like he's built up a good amount so that hopefully he can kind of get right back to it. He will lose a little bit, but then he can get right back to where he was and continue to improve and elevate. Hopefully elevate.
Adam Beasley.
I wanted to ask you what you saw when you took a look at the film from Saturday. What was good? What was bad?
I was starting to pick in the kicking game, so I thought our specialists, played well. I mean, I think Hawk had a couple of really good punts. Jason kicked the ball well. We got some good snaps out of Blake. Just from the phases, I thought we were working our techniques and fundamentals and communication. On punt and punt return, kickoff return. So again, still a lot of work to do there, but I thought it was a step in the right direction. And it's always good to get onto the stadium field and work through those phases. Offensively, from an O-line standpoint, I thought we made a few moves there. We played Robert Hunt with some different guys. We played Solomon with some different guys. So, it was good to get, Hunt up there with some of those more veteran players. So that was good. I thought he played well. Again, I thought all, the line as a whole played well, both units that were out there. But, we can always get better communication, a little bit better fundamentals technique. I thought, the quarterbacks played well. I thought they made some good decisions. I thought they made some not so good decisions. And then defensively, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but let me just quickly. Defensively, again, just communication. Couple instances where we, had the wrong amount of people on the field. So again, we got to get that cleaned up. But I thought they, played hard. I thought the conditioning was, okay. Still need some improvement, but we just, we've still got a long way to go. Again, today is I don't have it in front of me, but all the days are kind of running together. Whatever, practice 13 or something like that. So they're working and trying to get better.
Steve Wine.
Brian, you said the other day that you don't consider yourself a good recruiter, which surprised me. You brought in a lot of people that I know you feel very highly about here. But what led you to say that?
Well, I've never been in college football. That was the first kind of thought that came to mind. And again, I'm not I don't. Yeah, it's probably just me being self-deprecating, to be honest with you. Probably, if I was in college, I feel like I probably wouldn't be, a great recruiter. I like to be hard on guys. That's not a big part of recruiting, from what I hear. So, but I don't know much. So that's kind of where that came from, Steve.
Cam Wolf.
Hey, Flo, I couldn't help but notice seeing some of the pictures. Every time we see you looking at Rayquan Davis, you have a big smile on your face, dating back to draft day. I don't know if that's something that's just happenstance or if just him as a player makes you happy.
Yeah, I don't know if Rayquan would say that. So you might want to ask him if I'm always smiling at him. Someone catches a picture at the right time. Rayquan happens to be in the area. It's a good picture. I mean, I've got it sent to me a few times. I can see where someone can get a few laughs at it. I'm not sure Rayquan feels like I look at him with that much admiration on a daily basis. You should ask him, though. Or any of the rookies, to be honest with you.
Flo, this one's kind of out of left field, but I was watching Central Arkansas and Austin P. It was like the first college game. And they mentioned that Austin P was without their top 3 snappers, presumably due to COVID. So now they're on their 4th snapper. It got me thinking about snapping and the NFL. I remember Mike Hull used to be able to snap even though he was a linebacker. And this might be a better suited question for Danny, but maybe do you have a guy or two on the roster who isn't a lineman who is capable of snapping? And I'm wondering, would you guys keep a practice squad snapper? What's the snapping situation as it relates to the COVID emergency possibility?
Yeah, this is something we talked about at length. So we've got 3 other guys who can snap on the team. The most interesting one of the 3 was Mac Hollins. I didn't realize that. So that was but the more you can do in this league, and obviously this year in a pandemic, we've got to be ready to go, at all positions, especially at the long snapper position, because what you don't want is to have a situation where you don't have anybody to, long or short snap. So no one really, they kind of take it for granted until it's an issue. So, but we've had that conversation for sure, Joe, as well as at all positions, but definitely long snapper, definitely punter, kicker. So yeah, it's something we've thought about.
Omar.
Flo, where do you feel like you are depth-wise at tailback and comfort level with the top two guys, or I don't know if you feel like they're the top two guys in Howard and Matt?
Well, I feel good about, really all five guys. Salvin we just got him, Salvin Ahmed, and looking forward to seeing what he can do today. With this being his first time out there. But Laird and Gaskin and Breida and Jordan, all four guys are capable, all competitive guys. All have, some role in the kicking game. And they're different styles of back, each one of them. So I think, I'm comfortable with any of the five guys. Well, four guys. I haven't seen Salvin, up close yet, but yeah, I'm comfortable with all guys. I think, they're hard. It's a hardworking group and a competitive group. Those are the things I'm looking for. They run hard. They're fast. They'll block and, catch the ball out of the backfield. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. 13 days.
All right, sorry, Coach. We got time for one more. We'll go to Cam.
Hey, Flo, I wanted to ask you, has there been an increase in soft tissue injuries for you guys, I guess, coming into camp, given, the big absence of time,
Don't jinx us, Cam.
I'm just saying in general, not yeah. Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. I think we've been okay. I think that, soft tissue injuries happen every training camp, since the beginning of training camp. So, we're constantly emphasizing hydration, stretching, getting in the training room, cold tubs, hot tubs, nutrition. It all plays a role in it. Something I talk about really every day. They're probably sick of hearing me, say it, but I say it every day. We do hydration testing. I know it's been a little bit of an issue around the league. I know that, coming off of 2011 in the lockout year, it was an issue. So we tried to do everything we can from an education standpoint to help them, help educate them, to do all the things we can to prevent them. Obviously, it's football and things happen. So, all we can do is educate them and then, let the chips fall where they may. So, but we're going to go out there and practice and try to get better and improve. And hopefully, from a soft tissue standpoint, we make it out clean every day. Thanks for talking about it, Cam.